Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Leos.
Good morning, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode. I have Anna Blue, with the American Hotel Lodging Association Foundation. We want to really know a little bit more about the organization and her personally. But Anna, it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
It's going to be a fun one. We're chatting a little bit offline about the big convention that's coming here to San Antonio in a few weeks. And so we're excited about that. We'll actually hopefully get to meet each other in person there. But we'll start here with the podcast and kind of go from there. So like I like to do with all my guests, I think it's important where our listeners and readers need to know who we're talking to. So Anna, tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got to where you are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And thank you for having me on. It's really wonderful to speak with you. So my background is in social impact. I come from the nonprofit world. I've been doing nonprofit leadership for a very, very long time. I'll put in a parenthesis that I started my career in DC in politics. And it's not something I like to talk about or relive. So especially in an election year, I say nothing. But once I worked on a presidential campaign in 2008, and after that kind of came into really wanting to connect with real humans and make an impact in a different way outside of the political world. And so I've had the privilege of working on a number of different issues, from urban education to gender equity in the workplace and globally, as well as child online safety, like just really all over the place, and worked with a number of different industries. And then a couple of years ago now, it was actually my best friend brought this opportunity to me, and I thought, the hotel industry, what am I going to do in the hotel industry? But went through the process, met the folks, and what I realized very quickly is that people in the hotel industry love the hotel industry. Like, hospitality people are the most passionate people I've ever met in my entire life, which then makes doing this work to support, the workforce and to do workforce development, to support the people of the industry a lot easier when you have this kind of passion. So I've been in this role for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in January, and absolutely love it.
No, it's amazing. It's funny you mentioned that. Like I said, I've been in the industry for 31 years. And, the thing I love, even if I was selling someone an ad, they're very nice about telling you no. It's not like any other industry. So everybody is fairly nice in the hospitality industry. So that's really a great thing. So I love your background. I love your story. So tell me a little bit about what's going on at the foundation that people need to know about.
Yeah, so we are under the AHLA umbrella. So the association side focuses on advocacy, really protecting the bottom line, protecting the industry from a business standpoint. And the foundation is a separate organization within the enterprise that focuses on the people. So we focus on workforce development, anti-human trafficking work. It's been exciting for me to bring my gender equity background. We have our Forward initiative, which is about elevating and celebrating women in the industry. We have an apprenticeship program, and we're looking at untapped talent, and we work across recruitment, retention, and advancement. So we're really, really diving in with the people, and we work with so many wonderful employees, employers across all facets. So we work with the brands, the owners, management companies, and everybody in between. So it's just really wonderful. And we're doing some incredible things, No Room for Trafficking, our anti-trafficking work. I think by the end of this year, we're going to hit 2 million people trained through our free trainings. We have the goal of ensuring that all hotel employees have access to anti-human trafficking training, and we're seeing it happen. So I think we're going to hit 2 million completed this year, which is really incredible. Wow. We're super proud of that. We've got our big Forward conference in Atlanta. Forward is this like fast growing kind of rocket ship. We've had 5 big conferences so far. It started at 190 people. We had 900 people this year. And so we're just really seeing not just women, but everybody jump into the Forward movement, which is really exciting. And that's how real change happens. So we have a lot of great stuff happening at the foundation. But really, we just want to be a resource for everybody in this industry. No matter where you are, we have a program for you, and make sure that we're supporting folks as best we can.
Now, I think that's important. I think, when you're looking at an organization like this, hospitality is a backbone of the United States. It's one of the strongest tenants here in Americas for us. And when you have the right people, you got to make sure that everything's being taken care of on both sides. Workforce matters so much. I've been reading some things about potential workforce shortage in the industry, and so it's not only about preparing for new people, but it's also taking care of the ones that are part of the organization now. And that's
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
the greatest challenge, right?
Yeah, we did a study with Lightcast, some research over the last year, and saw that within a 12-month period, there was a 97% turnover rate in our industry. That's massive, right? Like that's
Yeah.
almost 100%. And you see some roles that turn over repeatedly and over and over. And we're seeing the same places where the labor shortage is the greatest, some of the same roles. And so making sure that it is exactly what you said, that not only are we finding folks and getting them excited and passionate to join this wonderful cult of
Yeah.
hospitality, but also making sure that they stay and that they
Yep.
understand that we have upward mobility and career opportunity like no other industry. Like I don't think that this is replicable anywhere, but people don't know that, and people don't necessarily feel that when they first come in. So how can we support the industry in making sure that retention stays a high priority?
No, I think that's a very valid point. I've spoken to a lot of individuals about tourism. I kind of stumbled into it with the magazine, but you also hear all these success stories of not just within being in a being in a hotel or this and that. There's so many businesses and so many touch points that are affected by hospitality and the importance of it. And everybody plays a role in the success of it. So I love what you're doing. I love the anti-trafficking for sure, and anything that's going on in that world. Is there anything on tap for 2025 that you're kind of want to hang your hat on?
So many things. We're launching a resource hub. So we have a lot of programs and resources that people don't even know exist. So really making sure that that is in one place, that it's user friendly, where we bring in external partnership resources. We bring in different industry. A lot of our industry actually has free open source resources in training and development that they're willing to share across the industry, regardless of where it comes from. And so making sure that people know to come to AHLA Foundation for that. We're also doing a lot to better connect students with our industry. So we know that hospitality programs across the board, many of them are being cut. They're seeing a reduced, people applying and attending and wanting to major in hospitality. I think there's certainly a disconnect in what that means for young people coming in. And then they study it. And what we're even hearing from professors is, that the professors themselves who teach hospitality feel disconnected from the industry of today. So we are kind of relaunching our academic engagement and program, and how we can better connect students, professors, everybody to the industry and create more of those opportunities. Last year, we launched a travel scholarship program. So we now provide travel and opportunity for young people in hospitality schools to come to all these industry conferences. You'll be in San Antonio. We will have 30 students in San Antonio with us to experience the industry firsthand, and to go to these sessions and to meet people and shake hands. And so that social capital gap is really important to us, and we're going to look for ways next year to expand that.
That's awesome. And that's the real thing. I mean, it's not just about talking, it's about the action that goes with it. We were talking offline about coaching and stuff like that, but it's important that we not just say it, but we actually do it. Because when people are involved and you get students and being a part of the organization and seeing those things, next level things start happening. It's that ripple effect. So kudos to you on that. So let's switch a little bit from the business side to the personal side. I always like to ask my guests, what are your favorite travel destinations that you've been to so far?
Oh, so I look for experiences. I mean, places, I think places can be really beautiful and wonderful, but for me, the things that are most memorable are the experiences. So a few years ago, when I was with the United Nations Foundation, I had a chance to actually travel to northern Uganda to tour different refugee camps there with UNHCR, and it was just a life-changing experience. And the people of Uganda, really, it was like nothing I had ever experienced. I mean, talk about just innate hospitality and the way that they welcome refugees and the way that they welcome, just outsiders in, and the open conversations that they're having. It was just a really wonderful experience. And so I always think about, Uganda as a place I would go back to in a heartbeat. And, it was really the people that drove that. For me, my mom is British. And so London has always been kind of home away from home, even if I didn't really start traveling there a lot until I was an adult. But now it's like I land and it automatically feels like home. And so if there's ever an opportunity, even sometimes I just build in like London as a stopover on my way someplace else.
Sure.
And then in the past few years, I have discovered Portugal. And I know a lot of people have. I actually have 3 different friends who do not know each other who have all moved their families to Portugal in the last couple of years. And I get why. It is just a really wonderful and unique place. But I also had the best waffle of my life in Portugal. So again, it's the experiences.
It is. And like you said, experiential travel is one of the top things over the next few years, that and luxury travel. So people are looking for those experiences. They just want to go to a hotel and be there. They want to talk about what they did and how the community engaged them as well. So you speak, you're talking about waffles right now. So, I mean, it obviously is a bit important thing. So you've been to some great places. Any bucket list travel ideas or spots that you still want to hit?
Please, I have a whole list. We could talk about this all day. I was in Australia this summer, which I loved, but everybody that I have said that to always says, "Oh, did you make it to New Zealand?" And I did not, and it is one of the big regrets of my life at this point. But I hope to go back. New Zealand has always been on my list. It's actually a place I'd love to take my mother, as she has always wanted to go to New Zealand, and she's very well traveled, but that's one place she's never made it to. And so, that is probably high on my list right now, as are like Bali and the Maldives. And, you just see those pictures and it's like, yes. I try not to follow everything Instagram tells me, but you can't really make that water up. Like if the water is that clear, I'd like to experience it. So those are some places, but I'm in this business, but I've always loved to travel.
Oh, no. Well, you're in the perfect business for traveling. So that's important. It's great when you can combine the best of both worlds. I love when I'm, on vacation, even though it's most likely still work. But you combine the best of both worlds and you're able to do something that you love. And I think that's the important thing. Making an impact is my top takeaway from you today. We got a couple of minutes left. Any final thoughts in reference to the organization, how maybe people could get involved, and also how they could find more information on you guys?
Yeah, so certainly, I mean, our website is always great. AHLAfoundation.org is a great place to start. Or we put out a ton of resources on LinkedIn as well. We're under AHLA Foundation. People often see me on stage at various conferences and things, just shouting out from the rooftops all of the resources, that we have. It's a lot of our programming is underutilized, and while I would love to be budget conscious, the way that we want to spend our money is making sure that we're supporting the industry. So, we have free professional development scholarships where we cover upskilling for hotel employees. I mean, there's just a number of things. So regardless of where you are in the industry, what your role is, there are ways to get involved with the foundation. We have something, like as I said, for everyone. So I would love to talk to anybody. You can even email me directly, ablue@ahlafoundation.com, or I'm sorry, ablue@ahla.com. I like to make it short and sweet. But we love to hear from folks and get folks involved.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm excited about the future where you're going with the organization under your leadership. I'm looking forward to meeting you in a couple of weeks in San Antonio as well. And again, it's important that not only our listeners, but people who are in the industry understand the importance and the tools and resources that are out there for them. We've got a long road ahead in getting more people to work in the organizations and stay in it. But the good thing is we all know what needs to be done. And so that's kind of the great thing. And with your leadership, I think we're going to be in a good place.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you on the Travel Talk podcast today, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, perfect. To all of our listeners, readers, and guests, subscribe to our channel, thehotelguide.com. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, all the good stuff. We will have the website and Anna's contact information in the links below. So please like this, share this, get the word out there, because we're doing some great things in the industry. And as I like to say, travel, make memories. And until next time, everybody, take care.